Hey, what's cracking, everybody? On today's video, we're going to be taking a look at NuTyx 25.02.5. And this was released on February 25th, 2025. So this is an independent Linux system that comes out of France. And the version that I opted to download is the open box edition. And I imagine that it's going to require a lot of setup. So it's an independent-ish distro. It uses its own installer, so I think it's going to be like some type of terminal type based installer. I don't think it's directly in the terminal, or maybe it is, but it's different. And like I said, it is the open box edition, and it's going to be my first time taking a look at it. So this will be a first look at NuTyx. And I think we're going to have to set up a lot of stuff on this specific distro itself once we get it installed. But we'll run through the installer, and then once OpenBox opens up, we'll see what all we have to do to make it, somewhat a normal desktop. So right here on the ISO, I'm going to select install. Let me let it capture the mouse. Sometimes it'll take a few seconds for it to actually go through. We shall see. All right, there it goes. So yeah, it is going to be a terminal, something similar to the way Debian installs. But I imagine right here, I have to look for your United States. There it is. Select enter or click OK. All right. Then I'm going to use the arrow key to go down to install. Install NuTyx. It'll go through its little process. It doesn't take too long to install. It installs kind of quick, to be honest. So I like the speed of the installer. It's fairly simple. And you'll see right now as we go through the steps. Okay, configuration of the boot of the computer. Configure the boot of the PC. Hit enter on my keyboard. A copy of the original MBR is saved in the folder boot grub of your NuTyx. It will then be possible to restore it if needed. Good to know. All right, so we'll go through a few other processes. Okay, keyboard layout. Of course, I'm going to look for US. Of course, you being in your respectable country, you would select that. All right. Name of your machine. So what am I going to call it? We'll just call it a test VM. And the user is going to be LinuxHub. Name or description of the user. I'll just leave it as LinuxHub. Enter a new password, something strong and secure that's not 12. And then repeat that password that's strong and secure and it's not 12. All right, that installation was pretty quick and simple. So let's go ahead and log into our new system. It didn't even reboot or anything. It just straight into the login. So, all right, so this is, like I said, open box, and we are going to have to set it up. You can see the screen resolution is not the way it's supposed to be. We do have a right-click menu, but we don't have any type of menu system on the panel itself. In this case, being that the options are limited, I would like put Rofi or something like that on here. So as a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do that now. Let's fix whatever needs to be fixed and we can open up the proper setting. So I'll go into the terminal and I'll do a XR and R-S 1920 by 1080. And that should put us at a proper screen resolution. And it did. All right. Now let me open up this full screen. Try this. There we go. All right. All right, so one of the first things I think I have to do is upgrade the system. So the installer it uses is called Cards, C-A-R-D-S. So sudo Cards. If I just type this, it'll give out a few options that we can go with. So to, give you kind of an explanation. So you can see right here, you can set up a config, create, dependent, pretty much all right here. But the one that I use is going to be install and upgrade. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to do sudo cards upgrade. All right, so let's see how long this upgrade takes. I may need to pause the video right here, but we'll see. We'll see if it takes a while or not. And while this is upgrading right now, I'm going to open up my file manager. Let me make this bigger. Let me show the hidden files. I'm gonna go into config, open up my OpenBox folder, open up the auto start file, and right here I want to add the same command that I used to make the screen resolution fix. This way it'll start up as soon as the system starts. So I want to put that on there, and I also want to add I want to say a nitrogen restore. That way we can set up a wallpaper also. So while the system is upgrading, we're going to go ahead and take care of these sections right here. So I got xrender and nitrogen restore. And let me go ahead and save this. That's saved. And I'm going to close this folder. All right, so the upgrade is already completed. So let's see, what do I want to install? Sudo cards. I want to install Rofi, just to get a simple menu. I think that's about it. Just Rofi that I need. I'll put YAD on there just in case. So, oh, I forgot to put install. These things happen even to the best of us. All right, so this should install these two programs right here. So I'm going to install Rofi and YAD. Okay, Rofi is now installed. So I'll go ahead and close this terminal, and I got the Tend-to settings opened up right now. And I want to go to panel items, add a button, and that's going to add me a button that I can use as a menu. And the button, I'll just leave it with text, and I'll just add menu. And left click command is going to be Rofi, show DROM, show icons. And I have to change the font color so that I'll be able to see it. So I'll select, then I'll click on apply. So now I have a menu button down here. So if I click on it, you see it opens up a menu. So now I can navigate and do things more normalized. Let me see if I have nitrogen installed. Do not. So let me open up the terminal again. Or you know what? Before I open up the terminal, let me just, I can close this now. So okay, close this. And right here we have a NuTyx package manager. So, okay, so I guess this is like a visualized package manager, I'm guessing. So let me see if I can find nitrogen on here. Okay, nitrogen, we do. So we have this one, and I'll install it, and then click on go. And it has a job progress right here. Okay, so this is more of a graphical installer so that you don't have to use the terminal. You know, because some people just don't know how to use a terminal. But I'm guessing that that's installed now. So, all right, there's a button to remove. I don't need to remove it, so I'll go ahead and close that. And now I can just open up nitrogen. All right, so right here, I want to set it to zoom full and preferences, add, and I want to go to my user share backgrounds folder. So user share and backgrounds. And I'll just click on select, okay, and then we'll get our wallpapers. I don't know why this is not done by default. It you know, it's kind of questionable of why it isn't set up by default. But like I said, this is an independent system, so it is what it is. You basically have to set it up, it seems like, yourself. All right, so this pretty much takes care of all of the setup. Let me see. I'm gonna make this more visible. So I'll go to status icon, set that to white known. All right, so now my volume is more visible. Okay, so that's pretty much in a nutshell NuTyx. This is an independent system. There are more than just one desktop environment. I just selected OpenBox because I like using the OpenBox system. I like setting up things the way I like. But you can use pretty much whatever floats your boat. So right here, I'm going to use the Arc Dark, and I'm going to set it. So now every time I click on it, it will just open up this little theme. But you can tell that there's not that many packages. Um, you know, Let me see. As far as images, what do we have? Really, there's no image viewer, nothing. At least, yeah, I don't see anything as far as image viewer. So you would have to download, certain programs to make it into a full system. But I'm thinking we can use this NuTyx package manager, and let's say I want to find LibreOffice. And yeah, it pretty much finds it. I'll install it. And then what else? I want to use, let's say GIMP for images. I'll install that. And we did have VLC for media player, and we do have Firefox for a web browser. So let's try view more. No, they don't have that. What's another simple, say Gwenview? Simple image viewer. All right, I think let's go ahead and install all these, and we'll take a look at it once they're fully installed. So I installed GIMP, Gwenview, and LibreOffice. So this might take a little while to finish installing. So we'll move this over here to the corner while it's doing that. It felt like the installer was stuck after like 10 minutes because nothing was happening. And I decided to close the package manager down and then open up the terminal so we could do it in the terminal. At least right here, you have an output that you can follow. So I'll go ahead and pause the video again. And when we come back, we'll take a look at LibreOffice, GIMP, and Gwenview. Okay, looks like everything has finished installing. So I'll go ahead and close the terminal. And we should have, that we have GIMP, it's right there. We have LibreOffice right there. And we have Gwenview right there. So these are 3 simple programs, just to get you going with most of your daily needs. But of course, everything's at your fingertips. So whatever you want to download and install, it's all up to you. And you can do packages from source if you know how to do it that way. So that is another option also. You can compile your packages. But in this day and age, who does that anymore? I know some of you hardcore dudes still do it, but let's be real about it. All right, so we saw GIMP. This is Gwenview. This would be a simple image viewer. And then, of course, we have LibreOffice. So these are the most commonly used packages to get you going for what you need to do on your day-to-day basis. But of course, you can use whatever it is that you want to use and use it to your liking. All right. Well, like I said, this is NuTyx, NuTyx. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I'm not going to try to act like I do know, but let's do a simple search for them. And I will post their website up on the underneath the video for their information. And you can see they are from France, and they do have other desktop environments. They have Mate, LXDE, LXQT, Enlightenment, GNOME, KD6, XFCE. But of course, I have the open box edition. Now, these other desktop environments here, I don't know if they are fully out the box with software, like I said already, or if you have to install it also on these other ones. And there's an image right here that pretty much shows you the installer. The installer, even though it looks stalled, what it is that those packages like LibreOffice has like a 400 megabyte, which, you know, in a regular scenario, it's easy to download from me. I can download gigabytes, you know, in less than a minute. But for some reason, it was capped at a certain speed, so that took like 10 minutes. And then I think there was another dependency that was like another 250 megabytes. So it took like 20 minutes. So it's not like it compiling from source. What it is that the download packages kind of takes a while. But then again, it's because I'm using it in a virtual machine, and you know, the virtual machine uses the internet at a cap level. So anyways, I'll have this link down in the video description. That way you guys can go through it and see if it's something you want to play with. You might want to download one of these other versions, or, you know, download like I did the open box version and just, you know, try to build it from the bottom up. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Just wanted to take this first look at NuTyx. I would say this is more for like the tinkerers or someone that is used to dealing with window managers instead of just flushed out desktop environments. You know, OpenBox is one of the few window managers that can be made to feel like a desktop. Like on my system on LinuxHub Prime, if you were to use that OpenBox system, you wouldn't think it was a window manager. You'd think it's a full desktop environment, but it's actually a window manager. But that's just the way I set it up. I set it up for ease of use. But then again, you got those hardcore Linux users that like to do things the difficult way, and that's fine. That's cool. If that's the way they want to do it, and by all means, do it. Get your keybind on and clickety click, clackety clack. Go on about your business. All right, you guys, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you liked the video you just saw, please give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. It's all for a game on LinuxHub Prime. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for this one, and I'm out.